Well.
Live from the Score Atlanta television studios in North Atlanta, this is Georgia High School Sports Daily, powered by IBEW Local 613.
All right, happy Wednesday and welcome back to an episode of the Georgia High School Sports Daily. I'm Nigel Wilkins along with Craig Sager. We're going to have a lot in store for you guys today. We're going to talk to Cambridge head coach Tyler Jones. We know him very well from his Walton days being the offensive coordinator there. We're going to talk to, obviously, Roland out there from Camden County and get his insight as well. Underrated and overlooked in our middle school spotlight. But, Craig, before we begin, just how you feeling this morning? We got some breaking news that we're going to reveal to the audience here in just a second. But how are you feeling today?
I'm feeling great. This is a great lineup and a great show overall. I think we have two of the biggest hires from this last offseason. We also have some more breaking news. I guess I expected once the state championships were going to end, then we'd see some coaching changes.
True.
But I forgot the regular season's up, and so there's been a lot of changes already.
Yes, the postseason is officially here, so we'll go ahead and start with our coaching change. Officially, Dawson County coach Sid Maxwell is no longer the head coach with the program. He officially retires. Had a great run, lost his final 2 games of this past season, made the playoffs 8 of 10 seasons, and the deepest he made it was to the quarterfinals. So he's officially no longer the coach there with Dawson County. So that was some big-time news that just broke not too long ago.
Yeah, that's a big one. And with Dawson County, it's like that with all their sports, but that's a place where they rely on homegrown kids. So he's a community leader, also a great veteran head coach. That's yet another one that has opened up as of today. So we'll see who fills that one. I've got a headline that broke yesterday, though, to start us off from the fast break, that is former Pope coach Matt Kemper out of Etowah. He is gone after this season. He took over for Dave Spella after the 2020 season. And Matt Kemper has actually been around a lot of places. He's a former Pope coach. He has been actually at 4 other places. He was at Johns Creek in 2015, and then also Roswell. Yeah, that's right. So since he took over for Sabella, Etowah went 13-37 overall. They were 2-8 this season. The program's best year under Coach Kemper came in 2022 when it rebounded from a consecutive 1-9 records. This is an important detail because we did have Coach Kemper on before the season. He was optimistic. They were trending upward, but a slew of injuries, including to their star quarterback Xavier Mahoney and running back Reese Ware, derailed both this season and the 2023 season. So Matt Kemper's known as a program builder coach. He goes to programs that are struggling, and typically he's able to get them back into the playoffs. At Etowah, they were heading in the right direction. They had a lot of injuries, as you see, and he's out after this season. So we'll see who is able to step in at Etowah.
All right, more breaking news, guys. Going with Gainesville, that is our headline, too. But we're going to talk about Carmelo Burr. He's a phenomenal running back, just a phenomenal player for the program. Got a chance to get to know him, but he is officially out for the postseason, dealing with an injury. I heard it was a femur injury, so he is going to be out. And what I liked about his game is just his versatility, guys. He played linebacker last year, had to convert to running back, for the team, played really well this year. So some unfortunate injuries for, obviously, Gainesville. I know they're going to come in a little bit banged up from what I've heard, but that is a major loss for them. I think they'll be fine. Got Kareem Hughley, who just set recently a new PR. I don't know if you guys seen his Twitter, but 405 a pound squat recently. So they're going to be probably just fine, but just dealing with a little bit of injuries for Gainesville, and that breaking news right there.
Yeah, that's a tough one, and you've seen his impact. Do you see any depth, or do you think they'll have to make adjustments on that side of the ball?
I think when it comes to running back, they're going to have to make some adjustments. They did lose, obviously, Mikael Steffen, who went out to Mississippi. That was going to kind of be their second back behind him, but I'm not sure where they're going to kind of go there. Probably going to depend on a couple guys, kind of probably running back by committee, potentially for Gainesville. But I would not be surprised if they air the ball out a little bit more. I think they trust Hughley and what he can do. Taz Smith, Jeremiah Ware, Shane King, and maybe lean on their young quarterback and let him get those reps, those playoff reps to get that experience.
Yeah, and it'll be he'll be relied on to step up. So that'll be a huge, and you're really high on him, so he'll be put to the test.
100%.
Looking forward to that.
Yes, sir. All right, our next headline: Gainesville edge rusher Xavier Griffin will be honored tonight at Navy All-American by NBC officially. They're going to give him a virtual jersey presentation as part of Navy All-American's Bowl Road to Dome digital series. The episode will be released tonight at 8 p.m. on Navy All-American Bowl social platforms. Griffin will play in the annual East versus West matchup inside the Alamo Dome in San Antonio, Texas at 1 p.m. on Saturday, January 11th, live on NBC and Peacock, which marks the 25th anniversary of the event. The nationwide Road to Dome tour will honor 100 All-Americans with live and virtual jersey presentations. The series will be released weekly through social media platforms across NBC Sports. So awesome for him. He's having a great year, one of the top players in the country. All right, guys, headline 3. We'll be talking about Brookwood. They topped Mill Creek and Jefferson in a swim and dive meet. The Broncos got both individual wins from the boys and Ian Silver's 200 freestyle, 1 minute, 47.41 seconds, and 100 breaststroke, 1 minute and 68 seconds. Collier Stanton, 200 individual medley, 2 minutes and 62 seconds. Noah Silver, 50 free, 22.59. Ethan Walker, diving, 204.20 points. Baylor Stanton, 100 free, 46.09, and 100 backstroke, 49.08 automatic All-American time. And then Wesley King, 500 free, 458 in 19 seconds. Brookwood girls victories were by Sophie Hamilton, 50 free, 24 seconds for her, 100 free, 53.86, and 100 back, 58.46. And Mackenzie Britt, 500 free, 510.47, and Sarah Hemp had the 100 breaststroke, 115.19. Mill Creek got a victory from Leah McCarthy. Girls diving, 271.35, and Duluth and Norcross split.
All right, and before we hit to headline 4, you'd mentioned Dawson County Sid Maxwell, so I believe that brings us up to 13 head coaches in just the last week. Also, Dalton's on there, Central Gwinnett, Berrien, Alpharetta, Lithia Springs, Loganville, Marietta, Northside, Warner Robins, Northview, South Forsyth, and Southeast Whitfield. So I'm sure we'll be catching up with those on our daily dives. But let's go to basketball real quick for headline 4. Mount Perrin Christian girls are trying for their 4th straight state title as the 2024-25 season gets underway. Head coach Stephanie Dunn said her team worked hard as a 3-time state champion and needs to continue stepping up, especially with the loss of some key seniors, including Sierra Alexander, now at Campbell University. The Eagles, who went 29-3 last season, will aim to carry success into their new Region 5A Division I, and when the playoffs come around, the new private bracket. Mount Perrin's roster is led by 7 seniors, including Michigan commit Jessica Fields and all-state players Katali Yeomans and Jacqueline Myrtle. Jessica Fields and Katalia were both named to the Atlanta Tip-Off Club preseason All-State.
100%. All right, our next headline, Calvary Day head football coach Mark Stroud is retiring officially at the end of 2024. This news broke by Savannah NBC down there. Coach Mark Stroud has spent 33 seasons coaching high school football in the area. He spent 16 seasons at Toombs, 1 season at Swainsboro, and 16 at Calvary Day. In his time coaching, Stroud has posted a record of 272 and 110 losses. He has led his team to 11 region championships. Stroud currently has the 2nd most wins among active Georgia High School Association coaches and will retire as the 20th winningest coach in GHSA history. He also has the most wins by a head coach in Savannah history. Calvary Day received the 1st round bye in the state playoffs. They will await their 2nd round opponent, which will be the winner of Mount Perrin Christian and GAC. Craig, what's your reaction?
Yep, so we don't consider this a vacancy because it's going to be a smooth transition. He's going to hand it off to his assistant coach, Jason Cameron, next year. I think that's good to keep it in-house. Calvary Day is a special place. They have won a state title under Coach Stroud. Last year they came very close. They had that semifinal showdown with Cedar Grove that came down to the wire. What I like about him, he's not afraid to play his young guys and build for the future. If he sees talent in a freshman, and he said this on the show, it doesn't matter. He's going to put the best player on the field. So I think that's something that Calvary Day will continue to do.
100%. I mean, hate to see him go, but definitely keeping it in-house, passing it along, and we know what a great program Calvary Day is and just the exceptional talent that they have there. Thomas Blackshear, so many just phenomenal players. So hate to see him go, but super happy for him. All right, guys, let's go to Georgia High School Football Daily. morning review. All right, on tap, obviously, in the morning review, Calvary Day coach Mark Strauss stepping down, 272 career wins for him. We just talked about that. So that's also in the newsletter. Georgia High School Football Daily Improvement Tracker for the top 5 teams and the coaches in each classification. Lowndes plus 16.27 with Adam Carter there, 7.1 for Collins Hill coach Drew Swick. Buford, Brian Applin plus 6.43. North Gwinnett 5.89 with head coach Eric Godfrey. 4.54 for Carrollton's Joey King. Class 5A, you had Lakeside Evans, 21.21. Lee County with plus 13.91 under Dean Fabrizio. Decatur with William Felton with 11.90. And then Woodstock with 10.28. All right, the rest of the classification, I'll just hit the top ones. East Forsyth, Dustin Cannon, 15.34. Class 3A, you had Cherokee Bluff, 16.02 with Tommy Jones. Class 2A, Hapeville Charter, very impressive season for them. Winston Gorton, 7.17. Class C Division 1, Heard County, Shane Lassiter with 12.24. They're going to be a team to watch this year in the playoffs. 9.47 with Lincoln County, Lee Chamiskus. And then Class 3A, A Private, Landmark Christian, Tommy Lewis, 18.61. And the GIAA, Tiff Area Academy, Eric Soliday, 13.87. Also in the newsletter, you have 4 questions with Stuart Cunningham, the Chestatee coach. There they talked about what do you and your team think about the computer assessment of your preseason chances? Was there a turning point or a memorable win this season? And is there anything uniquely challenging at Chestatee? And remember to scan the QR code to sign up for the Georgia High School Football Daily Newsletter and predict the winners for the 2024 playoffs. That's right around the corner starting this upcoming Friday. All right, time for some trivia now. Let's go ahead and cut to it from yesterday's question. What school has won 25 consecutive first-round playoff games? The school that has is Buford. I went along with your answer, Chris. I'll give you the credit there, buddy. You got that one right. So, Buford, any surprise with that one real quick before we go to the next trivia question?
Nope. Just that Walton, I just remember I think they had actually made it past the second round almost as many years. That streak was up to 21 when Walton was able to upset them in the second round.
100%. All right, let's go to today's trivia question. All right, today, the first round of the playoffs often features few upsets. In 2023, the computer maximum ratings was correct on 111 of 127 first-round predictions. The biggest upsets came in the highest classification, with 2 top 10 teams losing to unranked teams at home. What re-emerging South Georgia power upset 21-point favorite Newton, and what Gwinnett County team with a 5-5 record, but only 2 seasons removed from a state title, beat 19-point favorite North Cobb? Okay, I know that last one. That is going to be Collins Hill. The one from South Georgia, I'm not sure.
Was that Camden County, maybe? I'm not sure.
All right, so we're going to go Camden County and obviously Collins Hill. But we'll have the answer tomorrow, so make sure you tune back in right back at this time. All right, coming up, we'll talk to Cambridge head coach Tyler Jones.
Great teams are committed, focused on the details, and work hard to be their best. From practice to games, right down to their gear. Your field is a critical part of the game that allows your athletes to showcase their athletic abilities. Sports Turf is committed to bringing your team innovative sports surfaces with unparalleled performance. You bring the vision. Our team brings it to life.
The Georgia Sheet Metal JETC equips apprentices with the knowledge and skills required to start a rewarding career in the sheet metal industry with programs in HVAC, industrial welding, and testing, adjusting, and balancing. Training is 100% free and allows apprentices to earn as they learn. Journeymen graduate with no student debt and have the potential to earn more than most college graduates. Visit our website to learn more about this opportunity at careersinsheetmetal.com.
This makes my dad proud. He went through his whole career as an employee. Now I'm the employer, something he didn't achieve.
We are signatory to IBEW and do IBEW people wherever we go that we feel like they are faster and better than any of our competition.
The advantages of being a signatory contractor is you're trained employees. You have unlimited manpower. It allows me to bid on jobs that I ordinarily would not go after.
Man, you know how to do this? Man, I don't even know. I was flipping burgers last week.
Violation, unsportsmanlike conduct, impersonating a craftsman.
Skilled trade unions are well-trained career pros, not part-timers. Construction is a rewarding and lucrative career with the advancement potential, but you have to do it the right way with the right training. Learn how you can be a pro. Find your career at georgiaconstructioncareers.com.
Georgia High School Sports Daily is brought to you by the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local 613. Electrify your career.
All right, welcome back to Georgia High School Sports Daily. Remember that you can watch this show on Zeem, the local CBS Sports streaming app, Atlanta News First, and also can watch it on YouTube TV via Peachtree Sports Network. So now we're going to be joined by Camden County head coach Travis Roland to talk about his great team. Had him on before on Craig's show a few months back when he first got hired. I don't know if you remember that, Coach.
I do.
Appreciate you coming on.
Yes, sir. Thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it. As I always say, anytime it's an opportunity to talk about Camden County football and our community, I'm always grateful for it. So thank you to you guys for having us.
100%, Coach. And I want to start just what's your overall assessment of this year? We're going to break down the region and playing that tough competition, Coach. But coming as a first-year coach, his offense has been humming. You know, they've scored the most points I think they've ever scored, maybe in recent memory. Just how have you been able to get this offense up to that tier?
All that credit goes to Coach Grant Alford, offensive coordinator. You know, the only credit I take in that is that I had the wherewithal to hire him to make sure he was a part of the program. But he's done a phenomenal job coming in and establishing the things he wants to establish. You know, this is his second time or third time in his career transitioning a program from wing T to a more RPO-based offense. And so, you know, he's had an experience at that. I know some people were very cautious about how it may have looked, but I think he's kind of answered the bell and answered any questions anyone may have about it. You know, we've only had one outing where things didn't go as planned from an offensive perspective, and that's credit to Lowndes and their coaching staff and their players for executing the plan the coaches put together. But other than that, I thought we've played very well on offense in most every game this season outside of that one. So I just think, you know, he's done a great job of establishing what he wanted to establish, establish his expectations, and then, you know, the rest of the coaches buying in, because, you know, it's a tough deal. You know, I always say adults are the hardest piece. Kids are easy to kind of get on board, but getting all the adults to mesh well together can sometimes be the toughest part. I thought Coach Alford did a great job of doing that and getting that accomplished.
For sure. And speaking of your coordinator, I want to ask you about your quarterback, Parks Ryandu. He's been having a great season. That's not an easy thing to transition from wing T predominantly to RPO. So how receptive was he, and when did the light bulb kind of start to click for him offensively?
I think Parks is really excited, man. You know, anytime I think a quarterback gets the opportunity, they're going to have more opportunities to have the game in their hands and be able to showcase their abilities. Because, you know, in a wing T situation, you only get an X amount of opportunities to you know, put the ball in the air and to make certain decisions. So he was excited about that from the get-go. He's one of the first kids to constantly, you know, reach out to Coach Alford about, you know, what they're going to be doing, how they're going to be doing it, what the plan of attack was going to be. And I think that, you know, Parks was very open to that from the very beginning. And I thought he's done a great job. You know, he's had a couple games where, you know, some decisions weren't the greatest, but I think for him to be in his first year transitioning, you know, to get to where he's done the things he's done, I think, you know, speaks volumes of his ability. It speaks volume of his smarts and knowledge of the game, and it speaks volumes of, you know, his execution. And I think that's why the coaches voted for him to be a first-team all-region quarterback with the quarterback from Lowndes. So I think, you know, Parks done a phenomenal job in being our leader and making plays for us and giving us a chance to win every game. You know, his decision-making has been key in that.
100%, Coach. Now I want to ask you before I throw the crowd. He's going to ask you all about Elias Williams, but I want to talk about an underrated guy that's having a phenomenal year for you. That's Jordan Hardy. Wrote his name down. Now look, I watched some of your tape. He's returning kicks, punts. You know, he's running the football. He's a weapon outside the backfield, catching it as well. What makes him so special?
You know, it's crazy, man. When you look at him in person, you don't expect him to be such a dynamic runner in between the tackles. You know, you think of a kid that's got, you know, 10'9", 1,800 meter speed. You're thinking that's going to be a guy that's going to be an edge type of runner. And I think that's been one of the biggest parts about him is that he runs very, very, very hard in between the tackles. And it's a hard kid to bring down. And his start and stop ability and how fast he gets to the top end speed is what's made him special. And he's been a great runner for us all year. And he's been a bell cow for us to be able to lean on so that outside on the edge with Elias and Sean, we've been able to do some different things because he's been able to keep the run game going. And I tell people all the time, like, we were never going to abandon our running game. You know, we still are a 63, 37% run to pass. And so I think that's been the thing that's helped us be able to help the pass game expand and be great, is that Hardy and Antoine Williams both have done a phenomenal job of running the football for us.
And Coach, you're coming off that state title at Mainland, and when you took the job, there were a lot of articles talking about yet another great Florida coach is coming into Georgia. And one of the things you were excited about was all the kind of resources you'd have at your disposal at a program like Camden County. I'm looking at your production this year as a team. It looks like a ton of people are getting involved. So how has that been different, just being able to utilize everything Camden County has to offer just to stay fresh, get you guys healthy, and kind of do that extra work that maybe you weren't able to do at Mainland?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is having a staff of so many capable men. I think we've got 4 or 5 former head coaches on the staff. Coach Jason Thompson has taken over the defensive play calling. He's done a phenomenal job. I've been able to kind of focus more on some head coaching type things and been able to manage the game. Some of our defensive stats aren't what we want, and that's just a part of the transition of it, and then a part of playing other teams that are capable of making plays. But I think that's been one of the biggest pieces, is just being able to have so many capable people. You can kind of set back and make sure the day-to-day operations of things and the scheduling and all those things are done, because you have people that you can leave to run the room on both sides on all 3 sides of the ball, offense, defense, and special teams. Because again, we've had great special teams throughout the year where we've only given up 1 kick return for a touchdown. We've returned 6 or 7 kicks in total between punt return and kick return. So that's been one of the biggest things. Our athletic trainer is full-time. That's all he does. So being able to have that resource there where he's on camp. As a matter of fact, we have 2 full-time guys. That's all they do all day is handle our athletes. So it's been a great blessing to be able to have those things right here in the fold in the program.
And then, I do want to ask about Elias Williams, just the type of season he's had in years past with the system that they ran. He really didn't get a lot of catches, but now he's really he's out there making plays. What have you seen from him that's impressed? That obviously he's blessed with that size and athleticism, but maybe something he's really worked on with his game.
I think the biggest part is the route running. People see 6'7", and they automatically assume that you're just going to throw fade routes. He's caught, 4 of his touchdowns. I think 4 of his touchdowns have been off of fade balls, but the rest of them have been within the offense, whether it's him catching a corner route and then, yes, his athletic ability takes over, or it's a post route. Like 2 weeks ago against Tift, he caught a stick route, and then, a 6'7" guy should be able to square somebody up and then get moving and make 4 or 5 people miss. But he's done everything within the scheme of the offense. We've only asked him a handful of times to just go out and be great and catch a jump ball. Now, again, it's not our fault that people actually take the risk of allowing him to be one-on-one. But I think that's been one of the biggest things. He's gotten so much better at his route running and understanding, the depth with which he's supposed to run routes. So that's been one of the biggest keys for him moving forward. And I think, as he goes to college here in December, when he goes off and leaves early, he's going to just grow by leaps and bounds once he gets to the next level. It's going to be very impressive to watch.
Yeah, and with that many weapons and a guy like Elias, you don't really know how the opponent's going to line up defensively. But what have you just seen with North Cobb heading into this matchup?
Well-coached football team, explosive on both sides of the ball. They've got some Division I talent on both sides of the ball. I think that, for us, it's offensively, we kind of know that we can score on virtually everybody. Like I said, credit to the Lounge staff. I'll continue to say that. They did a phenomenal job in their plan. We got behind, so we couldn't be our normal self, and we had to be one-dimensional on offense, but I thought they still did a good job of scheming some things up. But I think that, we just got to continue to stick with who we are on offense and let things work out how they're going to work out. Be patient and not try to score 25 points in one play. Understand this play-by-play. And I think the biggest challenge North Cobb gives is they're kind of a mirror of us. I think they run the ball. They're about 64% run. And then they've got a dual sport athlete out there in Steele Ingram that makes a lot of plays for them. But the running game is where they want to get going. And so they kind of give you that challenge of you got to stop the run. But when you do that, sometimes you take a chance of leaving a very explosive guy like him out there one-on-one. So it's going to be a chess match in how we do that. I think they're a great football team. But I do think that we are well equipped to come out on top. We're just going to have to play our best game of the season, just like we hope we make them play their best game of the season.
Yes, sir. All right, Coach, we do have to let you go. Just one-word answer on this one. Xavier Brown,
okay.
Give me one word to describe him. 116 tackles this year. One word to describe Xavier Brown, your linebacker.
Leader.
Okay. All right, Coach. That's all the time we got. Good luck Friday night live on Peachtree Sports Network. Thanks so much for just spending the time with us today.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys.
Yes, sir. Good luck, Coach. All right, guys. This is Camden County head coach. Coming up, we'll be talking to Cambridge head coach Tyler Jones. Hey, Coach Jones, can you hear me?
I got you.
All right, perfect, Coach. So we are in the break right now. We have about 2 minutes, and then we'll be ready to go.
Sounds good.
All right, Coach.
Georgia High School Sports Daily is presented by GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com. Transform your future today. And by Smart Local 85. Sheet metal is a smart move.
All right, welcome back to Georgia High School Sports Daily. Najee Wilkes along with Craig Sager. So you're not going to waste any more time. Go ahead and get right into it with Cambridge head coach Tyler Jones. Here he is. What's going on,
you guys
Coach?
having me. Doing good. Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir, Coach. Appreciate you coming on. And I just want to start. I know, obviously, you are an offensive guru. I always call you that. So just what's your overall assessment of this year, just of your team, what you guys been able to do, and how great that offense has been?
I think, first of all, it's been great buy-in from the kids, just embracing the system, embracing the newness of the offensive staff. But then we just got a bunch of playmakers. We got guys that we trust to get the ball in their hands. We got a guy that can do it that can get the ball to them. We've got a tough, nasty group up front. Not necessarily the biggest, but they fight and they claw and they try to give us time back there. They try to open up some run lanes for our running backs. So, I mean, just guys executing at a high level too. I mean, that's just, we ask them to do their job. They've gone out and done that.
100%, Coach. Now let's talk about an underrated player that's having a great season for you this year. Just won Region Player of the Year. I got tagged into the post, and I'm super happy for Weston Taylor. Talk about his performance so far this year, Coach. I mean, he's been spectacular. He's been throwing a lot of touchdown passes. Offense has been electric. Talk about his play this year.
Man, he's just been so solid. I mean, he was one of the biggest surprises coming into the year. Transitioning offenses, you always wonder, what can the trigger man do? He was kind of limited in what he did last year. There was a senior starter, and so he kind of came in due to injury. So Weston was a junior, the senior got hurt. Came in and, just did what he could do. So it was hard to tell coming into the season, but man, he's been lights out. He is one of the top throwers of the football in the state, in my opinion. He's super accurate. Arm's got a natural whip to it. He can effortlessly push the ball down the field. Very good throwing the ball on the run. And he's got a natural feel for the game. He sees safety rotation. He feels where the open receiver is going to be, and he does a great job of getting the ball to the right guy. And so he's been so good for us.
100%, Coach. Now, I want to ask you, obviously, Craig's going to ask you a lot about the matchup you guys got this Friday, but I want to ask you a little bit more about, you guys played Blessed Trinity and played them very tough. What do you think you maybe learned from your team, or that your team was able to show in that one, playing a really elite team in 4A all the way down to the end?
Yeah, I mean, just the grit that our guys have. I mean, they fought the entire game. It was a tough battle. We got stopped on the first drive, but we had basically a touchdown play called back. So our guys believed that they were going to be in it the whole time. We got that in a little hole, but they kept fighting. Defense kept getting better as the game went on. Our guys were just going out and making plays, and they just really don't care who's across the field from them. I mean, our guys are going to believe that they're going to be successful, and they're going to go out and play hard. And if they do that, we'll always have a chance.
And then with this matchup, Cedartown, we know what their identity is offensively. They're going to try to establish the run. Very tough team, one of the more physical programs in Class 4A. How important is the physicality aspect, you think, going to be this Friday?
Oh, I mean, that's going to be the difference in the game. We know that they're going to be physical. So our message is, hey, let's go out and meet or exceed their physicality. I mean, we've been preaching that all year, so that's nothing new. We want to be physical, we want to be tough, and we want to be disciplined. Those are kind of the three standards for our football play. That's what we want to be known for. Ton of respect for Coach Abrams and what they've done. The wing tee is always hard to prepare for, so we've been doing our best. The extra week is giving us a little bit ability to simulate it a little better. But yeah, like you said, they're going to be physical. They're going to run the ball. They're fast. So we're going to have our hands full, but our guys are up for the challenge. We're excited to go. I've heard that Cedartown's a great place to have a high school football game. So we're looking forward to that. And, we're ready for Friday night.
And then Craig Dandridge has been outstanding this season. I know some of these players are banged up at this point in the season, but what's his health looking like for this matchup?
Craig was really close to being able to go against BT. He needed basically one more day in his protocol, so he'll be good to go, ready to roll on Friday night and give us a chance to win.
And then when it comes to the playoffs, we know a guy like Tay Harris, he's going to be playing in all three phases. You have some very versatile guys on your team that are able to contribute on both sides of the ball. So is that something you expect from both teams in this matchup, just getting the seniors, the juniors, the guys that have been leading you this year, just to put it all on the line?
Yeah, we've been fortunate where we haven't had to use a ton of guys go both ways. I mean, just like any other program, you want to put your best 11, so we're going to do that. Cedartown obviously does a great job. They got several guys that go both ways. Shoot, I've even seen the quarterback play some defense. So we're prepared for that. We're just going to put the right 11 out on the field that we believe gives us the best chance.
And then, Coach, I want to ask you about some of these guys that had some great years for you. Charlie Lillystone, Brennan Couch, Ray Taylor, Jordan Johnson, all underrated, but all region selections. Tell us a little bit about those players for you, Coach, and the impact they've had on your squad.
Starts with the big man up front, Jordan. He's been the rock of our D-line. He plays nose, he plays end. He's all over the place. He's our biggest D-lineman that we got, and he's just a really good player for us. Great motor. And then those other guys, just kind of undersized, but they play with great technique. They play with great effort. Charlie anchors our linebacking core. He's a senior. He's a 2-year starter. So he's got a ton of snaps under his belt. He just really slippery. He gets off blocks very well, and he's a pretty sure tackler. Ray is our best cover corner. So Ray has, I think, led the team in interceptions the last 3 years. So he's a great player for us. And then Brennan Counts plays a free safety for us. Smallest guy on the field, but, man, he plays hard. He's a great tackler. Just always finds himself in the right place. So, look for those guys to have a big game. We're going to have a big game from them, if we're going to go win Friday night.
For sure. Coach, now I want to go back to offense real quick. I want to ask you about that dynamic duo at receiver. I know Craig, you just said, is going to play in this game, but him, Craig Dandridge, and obviously Hudson Cochera are both dynamic. I feel like they kind of just Batman and Robin. They both complement each other so well. Talk about them on the football field and what makes them so exciting to watch.
Well, first of all, Craig is one of the more explosive receivers I've ever had. Anytime he touches the ball, he's got a potential to go score. He's obviously a deep threat, but he runs great routes as well. Can do a lot with the ball after the catch. That's kind of where he's gotten a lot of his yards this year, to be honest. And then Hudson Cochera, you're not going to find a receiver that works harder than him. Just a technician, man. He runs great routes. He's got some of the strongest hands I've seen. He just finds ways to get to the ball and make the catch. And so, that's what makes our offense so dangerous is we got two guys. Most of the time teams have one receiver. You go just kind of bracket that guy, but you can't really do that in our offense because you got those two. And then we've got a senior, Josh Oblin, who has just gone off the last 2 games. He had over 180 yards against Blessed Trinity. Again, a senior that does everything the right way. He is really good at getting off the press, very sure hands. He's going to run great routes. And so you add him to the mix, and now it's like, okay, who do you want to take away?
100%, Coach. They're going to have to pick their poison when it comes down to that. And, Coach, we want to say thanks so much just for coming on, talking about your great program that you got down there at Cambridge. I'm definitely going to pay a visit to you in the spring and the summer. Come see your program and check out what you're building there.
You guys are welcome anytime. I appreciate you guys having us on. We're just trying to work hard to make Cambridge a household name. So look forward to Friday night. Appreciate you guys having us on.
Anytime. Good luck on Friday, Coach.
Thank you, guys.
Yes,
Go
sir.
Bears.
All right, guys. Go Bears. There's Coach Jones. Coming up, we'll have our middle school spotlight with Alex Benson of Born to Compete to get an update on the latest in the B2C Championship Series.
Dang, where you get this car?
You need to join the union.
The union?
Absolutely. You can get 10 of these.
Union construction workers earn the highest wages with the best benefits and the most protection in the construction industry. Find your career in construction. Go to GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com and start your future today.
A journeyman with Local 85, when you turn out, you can be hitting 6 figures.
Hey, I have your back, you have my back. We're gonna do this together. We're one for all for one.
College just wasn't for me. Let's look into actual career jobs that wouldn't take college, where I wouldn't, lose money and all that. Instead of losing a lot more money at the end, why not make money and make more money at the end?
The Mechanical Trades Institute is an opportunity towards personal financial freedom through hands-on and rewarding work. Our school is completely free and gives apprentices the knowledge and skills required to gain access to a lifelong career path. Apprentices learn pipe fitting, plumbing, mechanical service, and welding. They earn money as they learn and graduate with no student debt. Start a career with the Mechanical Trades Institute and change your financial future.
What happens after you graduate? Will you go to the next level? Will people have your back in the heat of the battle? Will you still train like a champion in pursuit of greatness? You will when you become an IBEW electrician. Join our team. Visit IBEW613.org.
All right, welcome back, Georgia High School Sports Daily. Najee Wilkins along with Craig Sager. So it's time for Underrated and Overlooked, Craig, one of our favorite segments to talk about. And so a lot of great players. My list was a little different. We usually do it by week and how players perform, but I decided to do mine based off like the season and the dominant season some of these guys had that nobody's talking about. So that's how I'm doing mine, but I'm curious to see your list, Craig, so I'm going to let you get it started.
All right, so New Hampstead receiver Kamari Maxwell, I knew he was going to have a big final game. He went off another 12 catch performance, over 200 yards, helped lead New Hampstead to that big win over Ware County. All right, my next two guys, they actually went head-to-head this last week. Both of them went off. It was a slugfest, but Burke County running back Amari Williams, he had 173 yards and 4 touchdowns on just 14 carries. Also caught 3 passes for 90 yards in that Burke County win. In the loss, though, Anthony Jeffrey was also outstanding for Thompson. They'll be a team to watch in the playoffs as well. He had 179 yards and 4 touchdowns off 25 carries. Then I have 2 Worth County teammates. They ended up winning the region. I really like Worth County and the Rams this year. They won 49-0 over Brantley County. Caden Chester had 115 yards and 4 touchdowns on just 8 carries. Very explosive performance. And then you have Lyndon Worthy was 10 of 13 passing for 200 yards and 3 touchdowns. All right, Clinch County's quarterback Aaron Bryant, they won 51-37 over Charlton County. This game had over 831 total yards, but also 305 penalty yards. Aaron Bryant, though, he rushed for 141 yards, also had 4 touchdowns on the ground, and was 7 of 9 passing for 227 yards and 2 touchdowns. So he had 6 TDs in that game for Clinch County, Aaron Bryant.
Real quick before we go to Mons, quick question. How dangerous could Worth County potentially be, you think?
Very. They beat Thomasville. They ended up winning the region. I think they lost to Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald just beat Appleton County. I think they can make a semifinal run for sure.
Watch out. Might be. And I think that's Craig's sleeper without him saying it. So watch out for Worth County. All right. Time for my list now, starting with Ivan Porter, the Greene County defensive back, had 2 interceptions and a pick 6 in the win against Warren County, And in that game, he got the first points in that one for Greene County. So he had a magnificent performance. Wanted to highlight him and what he's been doing so far this season. Shout out to Ivan Porter, spectacular player. All right, Northgate linebacker Braxton Davies is another player to know. He leads the state with the most tackles. Unfortunately, the season came to an end, but 143 tackles this past season. Also had 7 tackles for loss. He also had a game where he finished with 20 tackles against Morrow in a defensive battle that they won 7-3. He has 8 games this year with 10 or more tackles. Talk about getting it done. Braxton Davis has been special all year long. All right, Chattahoochee wide receiver DJ Avery, second leading receiver in the state with 1,259 yards and 16 touchdowns. 2 of the last 3 games of the season, he had 200-yard receiving games. One of his best games came against Seconder when he went off for 8 catches for 203 yards and 3 touchdowns in that game. Unfortunately, a loss, but he went off. All right, Cherokee quarterback Tanner Savasier, he was the second leading passer in the state with 2,674 yards passing, 21 touchdowns through the air. He also had 543 yards rushing, which led the team, and 5 touchdowns as well. So he's had a magnificent performance. And last but not least, Fannin County running back Carson Callahan. He had a breakout season for Fannin County, rushed for 1,460 yards and 21 touchdowns. His best game of the season came against Christian Heritage, where he rushed for 301 yards and 3 touchdowns in that one. And Craig, we talked to their head coach and kind of gave a little bit of the Jordan shrug emoji, because it's like, how do you stop Callahan? How do you stop Lawson Sullivan? And like you said, you got to kind of pick your poison, but both are very dynamic. Fannin County is going to have a lot to say this year, I think, in 2A, and could potentially make a run.
Yeah, no, Class A Division I. And then Lawson, he's the quarterback, correct? Sullivan?
Yes.
Yeah, so he's able to run, but I think in the playoffs, we've seen Carson Callahan has a big performances. I think they're going to feed him that football. They have such a good defense as well. I think they're going to be able to control it. And other than Christian Heritage, where he had his best game, that defense has been holding everyone to single digits. I think in the playoffs, though, you're going to get a heavy dose of Carson Callahan.
I 100% agree, Craig. So, guys, that's our underrated and overlooked. Real quick, I do want to kind of hone in on, before we wrap up this segment, a little bit about our game on Friday night, Craig. I know we're going to have our selections later in the week, but I do want to talk a little bit about the game. North Cobb versus, obviously, Camden County. Let's just talk about it real quick before we wrap this up. So what's one thing that fans at home that are watching our show every day should they watch for in this game?
I think with Camden County, they might have some, not tricks with their sleeves, but wrinkles in their offense or things that they do on Friday night that we haven't seen this season. I think with North Cobb, we've seen them, what they're able to do. They're very balanced offensively. He mentioned 64% run. They also pass with Nick Grimstead. But I think Camden County, we played a lot of out-of-state games, and then they've been kind of up and down the region. I think if they play their best game, we'll see some some players step up for Camden County that people might not know who they are yet.
100%. I'm gonna say this from my side, guys. I think this could be a potential upset watch. The only reason why I say that is because of the region that Camden County just played in. We didn't really ask Coach about it, but Region 1 6A, when you look at what they were able to do, got Lowndes in there, you got Richmond Hill, you got Valdosta, Colquitt County, all tough teams. I think they're battle-tested, Craig. I think playing those elite teams down there is only going to make them better. I think with the transition over from Wing T over to RPO and Parks Ryandu feeling very comfortable. Now teams are going to probably put a lot of attention over to Elias Williams, but then they got Jordan Hardy who can run in between the tackles and get to the edges and light them up. I think this game could potentially be an upset watch.
Yeah, no, there's no doubt that Camden County's offense has had success against every opponent. It's just going to be, honestly, it's about turnovers in this game. That's the one thing that Coach Queen was worried about this year. Is he feels like that's the thing that has hurt them in the playoffs in the past when they've had some really great teams. So that is going to be high priority for the Warriors to protect that football.
Certainly. And one more player to watch in this one, Nick Grimstad, one I know that Craig is very high on. 26 touchdowns so far this year. I think just one interception. He's been electric. They have some really good receivers as well for North Cobb. But it's going to be key trying to get pressure on the quarterback, Ryandu, and trying to turnovers, as what Craig said. But that's going to conclude our underrated and overlooked in the preview of the matchup between North Cobb and Camden County. Coming up, Middle School Spotlight with Alex Benson of Born to Compete. Yep.
Let's talk 12U.
Okay.
12U in middle school.
Bet.
All right.
Let's talk about that upset too, Forest Park. Anyway.
We can.
Okay. All right, welcome back to Georgia High School Sports Daily. Nigel Wilkins and along with Alex Benson of Born to Compete. We got a lot to talk about today. Some advice has been sent out.
Yeah.
You know, you got some highlights, so just give me a recap of this past weekend, man.
Oh, it was great, man. You know, we always love sending those highlights out. You have coaches, parents,
players that have been looking forward to playing and born to compete, as they call it around Atlanta and Georgia, B2C. They've been looking forward to playing in B2C for a long time. So here they go. And it was funny. We made some mistakes on our graphics, but we sent out, and a team hit us up saying, you know, hey, you got to be kidding me. So to the Nightmare Boys, that's what they're called. Okay. Nightmare Boys out of Ellenwood. We most definitely made sure we got them taken care of. So they're good to go. But let's go ahead and get to the highlights, man. We had some great competition these past couple days and this past week. Let's see what we got first. Who they bringing up? Okay, here we go. This is Dutchtown. Dutchtown taking on Stockbridge. I want to say Henry County Championship down there. Number one, fantastic linebacker. He'll play at a high level when he gets to high school. Check this number 3 out here, though. Watch him put his foot in the ground and get gone. Fantastic player. Oh, I'm sorry, that's number 11 right there. Is that number 11? Number 1.
Yes, sir.
I'm off a little bit today. All right, here we go. Number 3, getting around the side, getting inside, put his foot in the ground, getting into the end zone. As you see, it's raining out there. He would score, and Dutchtown will be up early, 12-0 on Stockbridge. You see the crowd there? It was actually a packed game. Don't let the rain fool you. Watch number 5 with the interception, even though number 9 made a play. Number 5 with the interception. Now, we had to kind of delete the audio, but let me just tell you, he's asking the ref, hey, ref, did I get it? He said, yes, you did, and he had the interception. And then here we go. This is the play. I was talking about number 11, the big receiver. I think we're inviting him to the All-American game.
Yeah.
He is the real deal, Jack. And there you go, Dutchtown winning their county championship. Kudos to them. Here's their coach coming up right here.
It was an awesome game. It was a battle at first. Our offense found a way and they broke through. And you saw the results on the scoreboard. Hey, great job number 3. Great job number 8. Great job number 1. Great job number 11. Great job number 12 for starting that party off. Hey, all around total offense. Hey, good job. Hey, even better on the defensive side also for holding the shutout. Okay, great job.
Yes, sir. Good job,
hey, defense, offense. Great job, everybody.
Great game, great competition. Nobody expected Dutchtown to win their county. Everybody was high on Union Grove. Everybody was high on Stockbridge. And I tell you what, Dutchtown did what they needed to do to put themselves in a conversation for the championship series, but also more importantly, as they would know, to win their championship game. So good for them. As we get ready to start making these selections and everything ties down, we're excited. Obviously, can't everybody participate, but you know, we do the best we can. And I will say this here, we are taking 5 teams this year. We are taking 5. We're going to go up from 4. Okay. So we talked with a couple of sponsors and everything like that. We got it all worked out. So we're going to take. Progress. It's progress. It's progress. I know everybody wanted like 8, even 6, but we'll take 5 this year and then we'll move to 6 next year.
I know you got more highlights. I do want to talk this out real quick for you and what you're doing. I do want to say, I played youth football, and there was never anything like this. You had the county championship and the local, that's it.
That's it, yeah.
So this is big time. Again, it's going to be on TV. You get the chance to show your talent in front of the whole state. So I do want to give you credit on that, Alex, for creating something that nobody else ever has done.
Thank you. I appreciate that. All right, here we go. The highlights. Number 1 team in the state, North Clayton taking on Forest Park. Forest Park obviously beat Eddie White in the semifinals. North Clayton do what they do. This young man right here won our Receiver of the Year for the state of Georgia in 7th grade last year. Now he's in 8th grade, and look, you're seeing exactly what he does. This kid here at quarterback, I want to tell everybody right now, sometimes you see special players and you know they're special. He is going to be special. Even though things didn't work out for him right there, he is going to be special. All right, defense in there, D-tackle, getting the quarterback sack. And then North Clayton doing what they do, leaning on that offensive line, running back making a big run here. Ball would come out, but North Clayton would recover it. You see him diving over there. And Sergio's been playing quarterback for a long time, just hit a growth spurt. Look at him with the air bump. And North Clayton will advance, go to the championship series as the number 1 team in the state of Georgia. Here's Coach Washington.
Exactly what we expected to be is a championship game. Again, like I said earlier in the season, man, Forest Park that's a tough team, man. They fight just like everybody else in the county fight. They've been trying to prove their point to the county, man, and they've been working hard. Proud of our young men. We knew that it was going to be a hard-fought game. All of our 8th graders stepped up. We have 6 young men on this team that has not lost a county game since they've been in middle school. I'm extremely proud of them for being leaders. I'm proud for everybody that's stepping up, man. All glory to God, man.
Now, Alex, that was a great win, obviously, for North Clayton. They deserved to be in the B2C Championship Series. Are you surprised at all that Forest Park was able to knock off Eddie White? And do you think that would have changed maybe anything if Eddie White and potentially
It would have
North Clayton
changed
played?
everything. I was literally sitting on the sideline talking with the middle school AD for Clayton County, and she was just going over all the scenarios because, again, she's a champion for her county, so she wants to make sure her county's in it. And she's, hey, Alex, well, if North Clayton wins, hey, what's up? You know, if Forest Park wins, then, you know, she's checking out all the different scenarios, and we talked through them. But this has ended up what happened, and North Clayton is there. Forest Park they have something set up with the Metro, so I think Forest Park is playing somebody as well. But for a championship series, North Clayton is there, and to go number one from pillar to post, as we always say, is very hard, very hard. This team hasn't lost in, this will be the third year.
Really?
That's crazy.
That's crazy. 3 years undefeated?
That's crazy. I just thought about that.
It's a heck of a class.
Yeah, so for what they're doing at the middle school level, I don't know. I haven't figured out how Coach Washington's doing it. He got some secret sauce or something going over there. You know, he, I guess, prayed to the right person or whoever, whatever he got going on.
Right.
But kudos to him, man.
100%. And then I know we got also players of the week that we're going to show here, Alex.
Yes.
So just let's break down some of these great performances. You was highlighting them in the highlights. Let's go ahead and roll it.
Look at the big receiver right there. You know, I'll let you go ahead and call the name because I do it all the time. You go ahead. You got it.
For sure. So Maxim Curry's middle school player of the week, wide receiver / DL for Dutchtown Middle School, had the big win over Stockbridge. Obviously, you guys seen that late touchdown that pretty much sealed it for him. Magnificent performance. Going to be a player to watch.
He's the real deal. We are inviting him to the All-American game. So his parents get excited, yell, jump up and down, all that kind of stuff. I think that he's going to fit in the mold of Travis Smith. Westlake, big body, athletic, can high point the ball. Now, it's just going to depend how he grows. If he wants to play receiver or he wants to play defensive end, that's totally going to be on him. All right, got next player of the week.
All right, so next player you got Jermithis Park. Hope I didn't mess up your name. Lyman, North Clayton, middle school player of the week for his performance. We seen that big TFL in that game when the quarterback tried to run out, and he was right there. So Jermithis Parks, shout out to you, middle school player of the week.
Fantastic job by him and that entire defensive line. One thing he does is because of his penetration with the line of scrimmage, changing it up, those linebackers are running and striking every single time. And that is kind of the calling card of North Clayton. They're very, very physical. When you play them, you're going to know the next morning you got into a ball game. So I'm curious to see what they'll do as they move forward. So the two teams we have right now, North Clayton and Long Middle School, are locks. We are making the call to, there's a school in DeKalb County we're about to make a call to see what's going on. Yep. Rome, if they win their championship, they will be in. They are rolling right now. And the winner of Decula and Grayson for the GFL championship.
Okay, so let's break it down just real quick, Alex. So Decula's going to play Grayson. That's this weekend.
Yes.
Who does Rome play as well?
I want to say Rome will be down there with, it'll probably be the winner of, we'll just say DeKalb County versus GFL. How about that? We'll put them right beside each other. It ain't a far ride. They can just ride and see each other right there in the middle. So, no, that's going to be a good one. From what I've heard, GFL, Grayson is telling me that not only will they win their county championship, they said they're walking away with B2C, and they'll be at the gala if we have it at the aquarium again with the fish and the beluga whale. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. One more quick thing. Tell the audience how B2C Championship Series work. Is it an all-day thing where everybody plays each other? Is it a tournament-like feel? What does it entail?
Yeah, we do it just like the state playoffs, man. So it's a you win, you advance, you lose, you go home. You know, look, it is what it is. You know, we don't believe in participation trophies, and I think that's one of the ways we built the youth football level so high, middle school football level so high, that when they hit the high school level, these coaches know these guys, if anything, are ready to compete.
100%. All right, real quick before we end the show for today, just talk about 10U, 11U, just teams to watch for, and now when you've already sent out some invites.
Yeah, you know what, here we go. I'm about to get into 12U. Can we go 12U real quick?
Let's do it.
ABA, welcome to the show. ABA 12U, that's Coach Hilton over there. He coaches with Douglas County as well. Lambeau 12U, Ellenwood 12U, Collins Hill 12U, North Clayton, which is a very good team, Milton 7th grade, North Cobb 7th grade, Buford Green, ATL Chargers, and I'm about to get this done. Marietta Cardinals, and I get it on time. Come on, man.
You got it right on time, man. Got it right on time. Got a phone flip as well.
There you go.
Hey, get it all in the middle school spotlight so you know what to do every Wednesday around this time. Tune in. It's all we got for today, but we'll see you guys tomorrow.
don't know. Just take it off.
Safety violation, unsafe work conditions.
In the construction trades unions, safety is our highest priority, and we train you to recognize and speak out on unsafe working conditions so that everyone arrives and goes home safely. Learn about careers in construction at georgiaconstructioncareers.com.
Beginning the morning you opened your eyes, we spent every waking moment preparing you for the day you'd leave our nest. Whether it's driving to practice or helping with homework, it's all prepared you for, what am I going to be when I grow up? Will you be ready?
After much thought, I made my decision to take my talents to the IBEW Local 613.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers is not simply a job, it's a career. Visit IBEW613.org to begin a new future today.
Are you interested in becoming a deputy or a jailer? The Gwinnett County Sheriff's Office is hiring and looking for individuals passionate about protecting and serving their community. If you are 18 years or older, join our team by visiting gogcso.com for more information. Gwinnett County, together we can make a difference.
Basic combat training is a 10-week experience that will challenge you both physically and mentally. Each phase of your training will introduce you to new soldier skills, building and advancing them along the way. You and your fellow soldiers will work as a team to accomplish each mission, overcome each obstacle, and earn the right to wear the black beret of an Army National Guard soldier.